Well, I'm homeless on Thanksgiving.
This is my first time being homeless. Last night I checked into a homeless shelter and was lucky enough to get a bed. This shelter provides 3 meals a day and access to social services.
Like and subscribe if you'd like to follow the journey.
Over the next 30 days, my plan is to earn $3,000 so I can get enough money to move into a new apartment. All I have is my phone, my computer, and $100. If you'd like to help, links are in the comments section. And to learn how I found myself in this situation, stay tuned. I'll be posting another video soon.
Unfortunately, in the last few months, we've been seeing some very unfortunate things happening to YouTubers. There was Cynthia G, who was first demonetized, then removed from the platform. Right before that, Fresh and Fit got demonetized. Then a few weeks ago, Just Pearly Things got demonetized. And of course, Candace Owens and other people on the right are in fear of losing their channel as well. But right here in Black YouTube, we have a YouTuber who's not really so liked in this sector by the name of Mike TV 2.0. And yes, he's not a likable person. In fact, very unlikable. But why is that the case? Rewind, Dima! Mike TV came onto YouTube with the name Mr. Real Estate. And of course, he claims that he's from Sacramento, California, and that he was a successful real estate agent. And instead of focusing on real estate content, he then started turning on people and started doing content about YouTubers. People like The Lead Attorney came about and Anton Daniels. And then of course, he did several hit pieces on yours truly, O'Shea Duke Jackson. But hey, with all of that, I never responded to the guy personally. I just didn't. I didn't take any shots at this young man. I kept it classy and kept it moving, despite his utter disrespect towards me and other black content creators. Even he reached out to me after he disrespected me, apologized, he went back and did it all over again.
What?
What was the reason? Well, it was making a lot of views. But unfortunately, he decided to get into a beef with the wrong guy, which was Dennis Sperling, who's an attorney. And you never really want to get into copyright issues with an attorney. And he lost his channel by trolling and harassing Dennis Sperling. And then when his channel got shut down, he said this.
Hey, it's your boy Mike, and I wanted to provide a quick update for my Patreon members. Just so you know, my main YouTube channel was terminated due to an error. I was not found guilty of violating copyright strikes or community guidelines or anything of the nature. This was simply a technical error, but the catalyst was Dennis Sperling. The catalyst was the fraudulent DMCA takedown notices. So ladies and gentlemen, when you see me posting about this being a victory, this is a victory for a couple of reasons. One, my main channel is deleted temporarily. It should be back within the next week or two. For two, filing false DMCA takedown requests and getting people's videos and channels terminated as a result. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, there are hefty federal fines for such behaviors.
But he's homeless now, and he's living out of a homeless shelter. He's now asking for money from that homeless shelter, which is interesting because he accuses other content creators of being homeless. Let's look at this particular screenshot here. Anton Daniels, beggar or millionaire? Mike TV, Anton Daniels. But what it really looks like is he's the one that's begging, because now he has a GoFundMe. And it almost reminds me of this Kevin Samuels hater who is begging for donations by the name of, well, let's check it out.
Podcast revenue has been down around 70% for me in all my podcasts. Josh, Angel, and Greg salaries are dependent on podcast revenue. And it used to be tremendously lucrative and I was able to pay them and all that type of stuff, but it's downturned tremendously. So instead of having to lay them off or reduce their salaries, I decided to give the Patreon audience and you an opportunity to help basically save their jobs. I'm not even, to put it plainly, in order to help keep them on payroll.
But anyways, let's check out this GoFundMe. Rewind, Diva! Homeless on Thanksgiving. My name is Mike. I am a content creator experiencing homelessness in Northern California. My goal is to earn enough over the next 30 days to move into a new apartment. Thank you for your contribution. Give me an aw sound effect. Aww. Now, this is all very interesting because this isn't the first time that Mr. Mike TV has been homeless. We're going to listen to a man who I believe Mike TV got their daughter pregnant. And yes, stop the show. This is a guy who claims FBA all the time. He has a white father, a black mother, and he only dates white women. Yeah, it's very interesting. But let's go ahead and play that clip of this man who calls Mike TV a real estate scammer.
Information out. He's selling himself as a real estate agent. We know he lives in a van. We know about everything. We're just trying to get as many people to say, "Hey, look at this guy. He's scamming you guys." Yeah. So I
tell you that he was a squatter at my daughter's house. He stole her possessions. I know secondhand that he what was that story about him? He rented a house and was subletting it without the right to sublet it. He's definitely a scammer.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this, yeah, he had an attorney. We were negotiating to get him out of our house, and we had an attorney. And if you give me your email, I can send it to you when I go through my papers and get his name. But he might be a good resource because he knows what happened in some detail. He's a lawyer. He knows the other attorney who has also a really bad reputation. So let me get a pen here. Can you hold on one second?
No problem.
But that's not all. Let's go to eBlack TV and hear some of the charges that Mr. Real Estate has in his past.
So the defendant, Michael Lane Jr., on or about August 18, 2019, in Monolith, state of Oregon, did unlawfully, and knowingly commit theft of personal property of the value of $1,000 or more, the property of David Katz. Contrary to the statutes in the case, such case made, provided against the peace and dignity of the state of Oregon. Count 2, because I'm not about to read all this. The defendant, Michael Lane Jr., on or about August 18th in the county of Monolith, state of Oregon, did unlawfully and knowingly access and use computer systems for the purpose of committing theft, contrary to the statutes in such case. Okay. Count 3. This happened on September 27th. Count 4, October 3rd, 2019. Count 5, theft in the first degree. Trust me, y'all. There's a reason why I'm breaking it down, because I'm going to tell y'all the real story. Michael Lane Jr. on about September 20th, 2019, state did unlawfully and knowingly theft and deceit lawfully currency of the United States of the value of $1,000 more, the property of Veronica Frawley. Count 6, this defendant, Michael Lane Jr., on September 20th in the county of Monolith, state of Oregon, did unlawfully, knowingly, and with the intent to injure, defraud, utter a written instrument which was purported to be a contract. Defendants knowing the said contract, the written instrument, to be forged, contrary to the statutes in such cases made and provided, and against the peace and dignity of the state of Oregon.
And I'm not even going to go into the flirting with people in the transsexual community online and stuff like that. I mean, this guy leaves a lot to be desired. But I want to talk about something that he put on his community post. And this is very interesting because this guy was doing quite well before he went homeless. Let's go ahead and get the sad music. I still have my ad company I started this year. Right before my main channel was deleted, I put the ads on the back burner and went all in on YouTube since YouTube was bringing in great income. See, stop the show. He was harassing other YouTubers on YouTube like all the time, making documentaries on them all the time, trying to expose people, exposing people's real name, whatever the case may yield. Then he would then try to come apologize and then do it all over again. But it's okay. Let's go back and look at it. Sad music. In reality, this could have all been avoided if I managed my spending better and was not living paycheck to paycheck, or in my case, bank transfer to bank transfer. And also, guys, this isn't the first time that he's been homeless. If you can remember what the guy was saying, he is a squatter. He was living out of a van before that. Sad music. Before I went full time on YouTube, my marketing biz would bring in $6,000 to $8,000 per month. Channel gets deleted, that income is gone overnight, sponsorship's gone. Went back to building up my book of businesses with the marketing. Got a few employees, moved into the country club. Stop the show. Book of businesses. What person starts more than one business at one time? Okay, this is his story though. Let's look at the rest of the lives. Then the market took a huge hit. I do ads mostly for loan officers and interest rates went up a lot. So the mortgage industry is in shambles. Stop the show. Like, they don't look at your criminal record, but it's okay. Sad music. I lost my top paying clients. Had to let go of my employees. A couple of them quit. Sales is high turnover. Last 3 months was mostly living off savings. Marketing was bringing in around $1,500 a month, but my bills were still high. Lease for my apartment was around $1,500, but my bills were still high. Lease for my apartment was up, was getting ready to move into a new one, then got hit with some big payment disputes with my payment processor. They are holding my funds in reserve and not releasing them until January 26th. Well, stop the show. I actually want to play this clip of him in child support court because the judge wants to say something a little bit different about him barely being able to pay that. So I don't know where you're getting this big business stuff for him, but it's okay. Let's go ahead and hear the child support court talk about how he's struggling with even paying that.
Well, I had been in correspondence. I wasn't really prepared to make a full statement, but I think we were just talking about the charges that were supposed to be, if he didn't pay, that there were specific charges that were supposed to stick for Mr. Lane, and that, it took the court getting involved to get the payment. And he mentioned in our last hearing that he also has not paid child support, and just that he has the ability to pay. It's been shown the last 30 days that he has come up with the money, and just that I feel like those charges, that were originally said, if he didn't pay it back, he would be charged with, should be considered.
Well, at this time, the court's going to give him an additional, essentially 30 days to pay the balance, because he did do what I told him to do last time.
Right.
So I am going to give him that time. And yes, of course, if he doesn't make that payment by the 26th, then we'll be having a different conversation and talk about those charges, actually being sentenced on those charges. So.
Well, yeah, I don't even want to read the rest of that sad story because he's on here begging as a grown man for support and donations. But this guy goes after people for everything like that. He's calling people scammers. He's calling people this and that for no reason, just for no silly reason. The guy is just very sick, and really he shouldn't be on YouTube because the channel was deleted, but it's okay. We'll just continue. The reality is Mike TV could have been pretty good on the platform if he knew how to work with others, but he can't. And most guys who are haters and who just hate people and who hate themselves, they can't work with anybody. They want to make a living off of always trying to attack people personally and going after people. And then they forget that their own life is in shambles. Like this guy whose life is in complete shambles. He has nothing really to offer anybody. And now you're out here begging, wanting people to feel sorry for you when you go after people all the time and you're rude as hell and you're just disrespectful. Now you're out here homeless. And I'm not trying to say that I feel good about him being homeless, but I know for a fact if I was homeless, he'd make a lot of videos about me being homeless. So, I mean, you kind of just get what you get in life. And I hope this is a lesson to the young guy that, you know what, bro, like you need to really chill out before you destroy your own life. And it's nobody's fault but yours. I don't know why you're out here begging for people during holidays to help you when they could really be spending that money on themselves and helping themselves, because you had every reason to stay on the platform and do very well, but no, you wanted to break the rules just so you can get some views, and now you're out here acting so fake humble because you're homeless now. And I mean, hey bro, I just gotta say one thing, you did it to yourself. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.